Welcome back to the Maple Mom. Today I am cooking another pork dish. This is a prime rib roast, pork cut, and instead of doing the whole thing as a roast, I am going to cut it up into steaks. A lot of times we like beef cut into rib steaks, so we don't have to cook a whole entire prime rib all at once. So I'm going to do that same thing with the pork today. I'm going to do a sweet, kind of a sweet and savory marinade. I'm going to do some pineapple juice, and maple syrup for the sweetness. And the savory part is going to come from the garlic and some Dijon mustard. Dijon mustard will help make everything stick a little bit. So I'm cutting this up into 1¼ inch pieces. Nice thick steaks. And then I'm going to go with my pineapple juice. Alright, so I got my pork in there and my pineapple in there. I am going to add a cup of maple syrup. So I think this week we're going to put these on the smoker. So that is typically my husband's job. I'll probably cook salt potatoes. It's getting to be summertime here in northern New York, and something that we all enjoy is salt potatoes. So if you are not from northern New York, you may not have heard about salt potatoes. So they started in the city of Syracuse. So the city of Syracuse is known as the Salt City, and that is because in the 1800s, it was almost all of the salt came from the salt mines of Syracuse, New York. And the Irish immigrants were a lot of the ones that worked in these salt mines. And they could get cheap potatoes. They would use the really small rejected potatoes. Nobody wanted these little itty bitty round potatoes. And they would boil them in salt water because there was an abundance of salt water. And it makes a really creamy interior of the potato, and the outside gets all the salt crystals crystallize on it, and they get crunchy, and it's delicious. Everybody loves a good salt potato. So if you've never had salt potatoes, you have to look up a recipe. They're really easy. It is just potatoes and salt water. To get the ratio of salt water right, you'll have to look up a recipe. But that is it. Boiled potatoes. And they're really easy. My kids love them. Oh, and the best part is you melt butter, and you put melted butter all over them. And dip them in more melted butter, so they have this crunchy salt, and you dip them in all this warm butter. And that is my fun fact of the day. It's about the city of Syracuse being called the Salt City. So, this is my pork steak marinade. I hope you guys enjoy.